Greetings, my name is Scott, and today I am stripping a door. Well, you can see I already started. This door has actually already been stripped once, but there's still quite a bit of the oil-based paint left on it. Judging by the other side, which we thought was done, and it wasn't, so I'm redoing it. And now the trick is to create like a little, create like a little dam on the side with glue tape, just to keep it from dripping onto the floor. It'll probably still leak through the tape. It's just because, you know, it is what it is. And use a lot of this stuff. Use a lot. Put it on thick, right? Get it in there, get it in there, get it down in the corners, get it in there real good. And I'm gonna get on real thick. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover it with a sheet of plastic for like 3 hours. And then when I come out, I'm gonna hit it with these nylon brushes that I bought. And I'm just gonna scrub and scrub and scrub and scrub and scrub for like 30 minutes. With the grain, try to go with the grain. And then I'm gonna use plastic scrapers, pressing firmly, getting it to go. You want to feel that resistance of that wood. Feel how it feels now with the wood like it is, and that's how it should feel when it's ready to go. And then, if you still feel the scraper sliding along, you're just gonna have to remove as much of it as you can. Just remove as much of the stuff as you possibly can. And then, you're gonna use a small amount of water at first. And then just increase how much water that you use until you feel like it's working, like it's getting it's mixing with the stuff. Now make sure that you don't have some chemical that you're using that reacts poorly with water so that it doesn't like give you some sort of exothermic reaction and next thing you know, your house is on fire. So make sure that you're using something safe. Safe chemicals are better. Non-toxic ones that don't smell. This stuff is pretty good. It does the job. It works. It dissolves both oil and latex paint. It seems to do the job whenever I've used it. Although I'm telling you, the plastic, that's the key. And you can, sure, you can go, like they say, try it for half an hour. Come out, take a look. And if it doesn't feel like it's easy, put the plastic back on, let it do its thing. Let the chemicals do the work for you. That is the trick. And use a lot of it, and don't skimp on the chemicals, or you'll just end up using more. It'll dry out, it won't do the job, you'll end up using more. Next thing you know, you've gone through 4 barrels of that stuff, when really all you needed was half a barrel, or whatever, bucket. Thank you. Here's the, you can see, here's the other door that I did. You can see even still, didn't get it all. Hopefully that'll sand out. But other than that, this door looks pretty good. Pretty nice. Subscribe. Throw me some thumbs ups and stuff. Help me pay the bills around here. All right, so I've got the door pretty much covered with a thick coating of the goop. And now I'm just gonna pull this piece of plastic over the top of it. And there we go. Actually, it worked better than I thought it would. And yeah, you're gonna end up throwing this plastic away when you're done. But ultimately what we're doing here is cheaper than buying a new $600 or $500 or even a $300 door. I have no idea how much these doors cost, but they're solid wood, so they're expensive. And they have this horrible, I can show you in a minute. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, so the other thing I forgot to mention about the water, use a lot of towels. These white rags are great. Get as much as you can off with the scraper. Get yourself a box, a plastic bag like that. That works great. Or just a regular trash can, whatever suits your mood. And then, you know, get as much off as you can. And it'll take some time. But little by little, you'll see that you'll get it. It doesn't take, that took me an hour. From the time I took the plastic off to the time that the door was cleared, it was about an hour of scrubbing. So, all right, let's show you what the door used to look like. Messy. Don't look at her. It's this hideous yellow color. That's what color the doors were. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. All right, so I let it bake for 3 hours, for lack of a better word for it. And this is what I'm talking about. You hear that? That's this. You can feel it, the resistance. So this is very easy now to do. I'm just gonna shove all this stuff. Just gonna kind of sweep it down, you know, to the end. I wonder if you can reuse it. Don't, you know, I'm not gonna even try. That could be gross. But I could use one of the empty containers that I just threw away to shove it all into the empty container and throw away, as opposed to just dumping it out in the yard. I'm just kidding, I wouldn't do that. Okay, yeah, so look at that, that looks pretty good. And this is a cool scraper. It's got like a little, or a cool brush, it's got a little scraper on the side too. You can see that, that's just, I think that's pretty clean looking to me. And it feels, it doesn't, I'll come back through and get those corners at the end. Or there's like these little kind of creases in here. You can see. What do I have there? Focus. Be gentle with these parts because they can be, they can scratch easy, especially if you're using a softwood like this that's been sort of wetted by the stripper. It just takes time. You know, you can get most of it off with a scraper. If for some reason it's still slimy and it hasn't like the stripper hasn't fully reacted with the paint and the oils and stuff in here, that's when you end up needing like a water cleanup. That's interesting how much darker this wood right here is than the rest. And I wonder, well, you know, as it dries, it will lighten. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. You can see some scratches. The previous owner had dogs that kind of tore the place up. So we're sanding things and making things look better. Hopefully I won't need to replace this door. All right, we'll see how it looks in a few more minutes after I get this all the way off. All right, we're at the final step here. Got a bucket of water. You can grab one of your clean brushes. And go at it with a clean brush. And don't want to do it so much that you start to damage the wood. So I'm going to go over it with a brush. Loosen it up. And then come back over it with the rag. I'm not going to make you watch me do all that. I'll show you where it got to in a couple minutes. So now you can see the power of this water and this brush. It's getting it's lifting all the white stuff right out of there. See how that's kind of white right there? You see that? that. Yeah, and that's why, honestly, a long time ago, I would just take a hose and just take a brush and a hose, and I would just wash the piece of wood. I would just wash that antique down. Nobody ever knew. Shh, don't tell anybody. All right, for now, I think this is as good as it's gonna get. And I may come back later tomorrow and see if I can get some of these whiter spots, get those to come up. Ultimately, I'm using a whitewash on them, so not too concerned. That one dried to look like that. That one looked about like this one. It'll dry. Hopefully it'll lighten up like that one did. Otherwise it means I just didn't do as good a job on this one as I thought I did. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking like to use a clear varnish on it because I think it looks kind of cool. I don't know. I'm curious what my audience might think. All 5 of you that will watch this video, if you could put a comment down there and let me know if you think it would look pretty cool just using like a clear urethane on it, like a matte, so that it basically just looks like this. What do you think? Here, I'll step back a little bit and give you a better look at it. All right? Let me know what you think. All right, so we're back, taking a look at the next day to see how it looks. And you recall how it looked before. It was pretty dark. I was worried it wasn't gonna look the same as this one, but it is lightening up considerably. Although I don't know what, this is almost like it's hardwood here. And this makes me think that this might be old growth pine or borderline old growth. This is definitely not old growth here, but these, where there's the finer grain like this, in here, that's interesting to me. The white, old growth white pine is, you just don't find it anymore. But this is a dwarf, probably from 1984 or 85. All right, it's looking pretty good. I have some, things to think about in terms of the final varnish and finish. Hopefully I'll see some comments down below.